Welcome back. My name is Debbie J, and I'm so honored to have you here with me in this sacred space of noticing. Because when we give ourselves the space to notice without judgment of good or bad or right or wrong or left or right or up or down, we only notice and then we notice the patterns at play. It creates a space for something different to emerge, to appear. And there's always another perspective. So in this case, I want to share with you about this idea related to when we're noticing what we notice what we say and don't say, what we hear and don't hear, what we think and don't think, what we feel and don't feel. I want to give an example of that related to food. I have lots of stories related to food in my noticing. And what I realized is that through noticing, like some of the patterns shift without me having to effort or work at it or set up a plan or anything. Like, sorry, my hair is perfectly imperfect video because sometimes creativity sparks uh, at a time when our appearance isn't optimal. I'm letting all that go because we're noticing. It's all in fun. Well, actually, not. I mean, some of it's pretty freaking amazing. Okay, so this is a story related to food. And so a friend would take me out for my birthday dinner. It was so nice. We went to this restaurant I just loved when I lived in the cities, Minneapolis. Well, I lived in St. Paul, and it was a restaurant just across the river in Minneapolis. And he was asking about an appetizer. And I'm like, sure, I'll have an appetizer. And so he's looking, he names off a few. He's like, well, these don't sound good to me. What do you think? What do you want? You know, it's my birthday. So him giving me the idea, like, of me picking. And I'm like, oh, all those sound good. I said it like that, quick. I didn't notice it at the time. But what I did notice was then he looked at him and said, okay, well, how about we'll have this one then? How about that? We'll have that one. And I noticed inside, I went, oh, good, that's what I wanted. And my being went, what? Like, I just answered that I didn't actually care which one. And then look at that reaction, automatic, no choice, that happened after he picked one. It was one that I actually had wanted more than the others. How come I didn't notice it at the time? What I did notice was that I reactively said, all those sound good to me, without pausing and thinking, is there one of them I want more than the other? I didn't do that. As soon as he asked the question, I reactively said, oh, I don't care. And isn't that interesting? I actually did. And I had no idea until I noticed my reaction. I noticed what I noticed. Huh, isn't that interesting? Huge noticing how many times I reactively answer without pausing. Is this a yes? Is this a no? What's my inner yes and inner no saying to me? Didn't even ask. Reactively, automatic, no pausing, speaking without pondering. Wow, was that a huge one for me? Huge, huge, huge. And then I started noticing that pattern, speaking without pausing and actually pondering. And once I started noticing the patterns at play, I started noticing these situations and people where they showed up over and over. Oh, isn't that interesting? I said yes again. And I actually really don't want to do that. Isn't that interesting? Why did I reactively say yes? I don't know. I'm going to ponder that. Creating the space for new awarenesses to appear. And it is life changing without adding anything to our to do list unless we want to add it to our to do list. What I notice is that now I pause. A lot of times I still don't. A lot of times it's reactive. I notice I still do that. And yet more and more as I continue to notice, I remember to pause. I wonder if I do want one more or the other. It creates a space for another pattern. to be created. It's life changing. This magical, simple skill that adds nothing to our to do list unless we want to. Noticing what we notice. And I want to celebrate every noticing, no matter how small it may appear to be. Because sometimes the biggest life changing noticings can appear so small at first. All right, wishing you a wonderful rest of your day and happy noticing what you notice. Bye.